Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is now week 14 in the NFL, so I am back with my weekly NFL predictions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. And with that being said, let's get to my week 14 NFL predictions. Okay, and as always, we will start with the previous week recap. So, the Bills beat the Patriots, Steelers beat the Falcons. I was just on the wrong side of that one, unfortunately. Packers beat the Bears, Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. Lions beat the Jaguars, a little surprising. It was a lot more scoring than I thought from the Lions and not as much from the Jaguars. Vikings beat the Jets. I think I jinxed the Jets with my pick, so I'll take that L. Commanders tie the Giants. I hate ties. It just messes up my entire. It just messes everything up. Eagles beat the Titans. Yeah, this was less of a game than I thought it was going to be. Ravens beat the Broncos. Ravens lose Lamar, but still get the dub. Browns beat the Texans. Yeah, their offense didn't do much, but they got the dub. Seahawks beat the Rams. I accidentally, because I forgot that we don't bet on my Seahawks, I accidentally bet on my Seahawks and we won. So I guess the curse is over, and I will be voting on my Seahawks from here on out, huh? I'm knocking on wood. So Niners beat the Dolphins, but they lose Jimmy G for the year. Still, that was a great win for them, for the Niners. So I still think Niners are super, super good. Bengals beat the Chiefs. I got one of my upset predictions correct. Raiders beat the Chargers. Yeah, whatever. Cowboys beat the Colts. Yeah, I turned this game off around halftime, and it turned into a game in the fourth quarter, I guess, for the Cowboys at least. Like, they put up a whole bunch of points, but it is what it is. And Buccaneers beat the Saints. I was so close to being right about this pick, and then Tom happened. So unfortunate. I went 7-1 on the week. Probably my worst week since I think week 1 or 2, but still after week 13, I'm 116, 77, and 2, but still overwhelmingly positive right now. All right, and now I just wanted to discuss the playoff picture, talk about the teams that are still in the hunt, where the seedings are currently, and the teams that are eliminated. So we'll start with the AFC. Number 1 seed right now, if the season ended today, if the playoffs ended or started today, it is the Buffalo Bills. Number 2 seed, Kansas City. Buffalo has the tiebreaker over Kansas City. Next is Baltimore at the 3rd seed. The Titans at the 4th seed, and 5th seed, the wildcard teams being the 5th seed Bengals, the 6th seed Dolphins, and the 7th seed Jets. I don't expect much change from this, I'll be 100%. Unless Lamar can't come back for a significant amount of time, then I could see the Ravens not winning again. And I think a sneaky team is going to be the Raiders. I like the Raiders a lot on paper, but we'll see. And the only team that is eliminated is, unfortunately, the Texans. So yeah, here, let me disable my camera so you guys can see all the teams. But yeah, those are all the teams that are still in the hunt for the AFC. All right, and now we will discuss the NFC playoff picture. So for the number 1 seed, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. It has been for majority of the season. 2nd seed is the Minnesota Vikings. 3rd seed, San Francisco 49ers. I'm not sure how long they will stay there. I could see them dropping down to at least 4. Maybe if Seattle can clutch up, we'll see. I'm not super positive about it because the Niners defense is phenomenal. So they just have to do enough to win those games. Tampa, I don't know, man. I would not be surprised if Tampa does not make the playoffs. They just don't look good, and I don't expect them to make a deep playoff run, but I could be wrong. Next is the wild card teams. So the 5th seed is the Cowboys, the 6th seed is the Giants, and the 7th seed is my Seahawks. And here I will disable my camera again so you guys can see all the teams that are in the hunt. Like I said, I would not be surprised if the Falcons made it or the Commanders made it. Everybody else is I'm not too confident on them. And unfortunately, Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears are the only NFC team eliminated currently. But yep, that is the NFC playoff picture. All right, now we will get to my weekly NFL rankings. Starting at number 5, I got San Francisco. I still think San Francisco is really good in every aspect except for quarterback, just because Jimmy Garoppolo's out, Trey Lance is out, and now they're on their 3rd string QB. Just not looking great for them. And I know Baker Mayfield just went to LA, the Rams. So yeah, unfortunate for them. I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do, but I still really like this team, especially on paper. They look super, super good. Next to the Eagles, I think the Eagles are super, super good. I just need to see against quality opponents before I can go that this team, before I can say that this team is going to go farther in the playoffs. But I can't hate on Dallas. You know, I'm not a Cowboy fan, 100%. You know, you guys know me. I'm a Seahawks fan. But the Cowboys are looking really good right now, and especially they scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. It was against the Colts, not a great team, but 33 points is 33 points, man. So if they can remain consistent, this team can go very far. So we'll see about that. Next is Kansas City. I had to move them down one spot. I still think they're one of the best teams. Definitely, in my opinion, the second best team. They can beat any team in the NFL, all 31 teams, except Cincinnati, man. Cincinnati, I am super impressed. I think they are so good. They got Jamar Chase back. I don't think this was his first game back, but regardless, I think they are super explosive, and their defense is peaking at the right time, and their offensive line is also peaking at the right time. So this team is going to be very scary. All right, and the teams that are on byes this week are the Chicago Bears, the Green Bay Packers, the Indianapolis Colts, the Washington Commanders, I almost said football team, the Atlanta Falcons, and the New Orleans Saints. All right, now we are on to the predictions that we won't be discussing this week. So for the early window of games, we have the Raiders over the Rams. I just want to talk about the Rams a little bit. Baker Mayfield just got signed to the Rams, so we'll see how this team looks. Maybe he'll start, maybe he won't, but we'll see. Next, I got the Cowboys and the Texans. This is going to be a barn burner. Cowboys are going to blow them out. I 100% believe it. Vikings, Lions. I expect this to be close, but I got the Vikings in that one. Titans, Jaguars. Jaguars do play a lot of teams very close, especially the teams that are in their division. So that one could go either way, but I got the Titans. Next are the Ravens versus the Steelers. I find it very hard to believe that the Ravens will score many touchdowns without Lamar Jackson, because they were struggling to score touchdowns with Lamar Jackson. So, but we'll see. I got the Ravens in that one. On to the late window of games. I got the Chiefs over the Broncos. Broncos are bad. So, next to the Seahawks, I got the Seahawks over the Panthers. Panthers defense still really scares me, but Seahawks have been looking really good. So, rooting for my team. We will be discussing Sunday Night Football, and for Monday Night Football, I got the Patriots over the Cardinals. Cardinals have looked better with D-Hop, but I think the Patriots will edge that one out. All right, the first game we're discussing is the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. So for the Jets, they make a lot of mistakes, especially offensively, and I'm a little iffy on them, but I still like this team a lot. So Jet fans, don't hate me. I'm sorry I cursed you guys last week. Their O-line, I am not impressed with their O-line whatsoever. I see Mike White running for his life too many times, and I'm just not impressed with their O-line as of right now. And I think they're settling for too many field goals. I know Brandon Staley he's the head coach of the LA Chargers. I know he goes for it on fourth down and stuff like that a little bit too much, but I think the Jets could adopt some of those tendencies and see a lot of success, because I think this team can be pretty good. Next to the Bills, their offense is so sloppy. They just turn the ball over. The ball bounces off their chests. They fumble the ball too much. The offense is just so sloppy. This team has the potential to be so damn good, but they just got to clean it up a little bit. Next, their defense needs takeaways. Their defense is super good, and they're starting to get a little bit healthier. So I just need their defense to start taking the ball away a little bit, and I expect this team to be a little bit more of what we think they can be. Next, their run game is still iffy. They have run the ball a lot more in the last, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, and it's looking better, but I still need to see more. Just keep running the ball, Buffalo, please. That being said, I have the Bills winning this one. I got the Bills 24. I got the Jets 17. This one could go either way, though. All right, now we're on to the Cleveland Browns at the Cincinnati Bengals. So for the Browns, they only scored 6 offensive points last week, and I know it was Deshaun Watson coming back, and like I say, above me, he looks rusty as all hell. So I will give them the benefit of the doubt on that one, but still, I just need this team to look better offensively. Their defense looks tremendous, and even their special teams looks very good, but they are on a 5-game winning streak against the Bengals, and that is very scary. Next, let's talk about the Bengals. Burrow, I think he's playing insanely well. I've heard a lot of people say he's number 3 in the MVP conversation. I would probably move him above Mahomes, but I could totally be wrong on that one. But I like Burrow a lot. No turnovers equals success. That's kind of for every single team, but especially for this team. If Joe Burrow can take care of the ball and his receivers aren't letting the ball bounce off their chests or any of that, I think this team could be very, very good if they're not turnover prone. And finally, the team is getting healthy at the right time. Yeah, Jamar Chase just came back, and yeah, I think this team is looking good. I think when Joe Mixon comes back, if they can have a two-headed backfield, will be tremendous for this team. That being said, this is a little bit of an upset pick. I got the Browns in this one, guys. I got the Browns 31, Bengals 21. The Bengals just do not play the Browns well at all. So this one could go either way, but as of right now, I think I got the Browns in this one. All right, and our next game is the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants. So for the Eagles, their secondary, I think it just needs more reps together. They look super good, but I just need them to pull it all together. Jalen Hurts, occasionally he looks like an MVP. And I know he's number 2 in the MVP conversation to some people. Maybe he's number 1 to other people. But regardless, I like what I'm seeing from Jalen Hurts. I just need to see it consistently, and especially against good teams. And I think the Giants' defense is legit, especially their D-line. So I'm excited to watch this game for sure. And now over to the Giants. I just don't see a fire on this team. They don't run the ball with any urgency. They don't pass the ball with any urgency. Nobody really wants to be there, in my opinion. That's what I'm seeing when I'm watching this team. Daniel Jones, I just don't see him as the franchise quarterback at least for this team. Maybe he can go somewhere else and be great, but at least for this team, I'm just not seeing it, guys. He has those occasional big runs, but that's kind of it. But I think their D-line, like I said, is great. That being said, I got the Eagles in this one. I got the Eagles 34, Giants 20. This should be a good game. All right, now we are on to the late window of games. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the San Francisco 49ers. So for the Buccaneers, their D-line needs to just step it up a little bit. I'm just not impressed with this team. I know they're super injured, and at times it looks like Tom doesn't even want to be there. But I'm just not super impressed with their D-line right now. And I know they just got the dub against the Saints, but they probably shouldn't even won that game if not for Tom Brady. And that's why I say Tom Brady, if he goats, and they can win a lot of games. But you can't rely on that every single night. Trust me. Next, offensive playmakers just need to show up. You have so many good players, like their running backs, White and Fournette. They're super decent, like not terrible. Not terrible that you don't score more than 20 points every single game, I would say. And you have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I don't understand why this team can't score more points. Maybe it's the offensive line, maybe the scheme's not working or whatever. It's just whatever they're doing, I'm just not impressed with. As for the 49ers, no Jimmy G for the year. That really, like I said in the previous weeks, Jimmy G is one of the best game managers of all time. They just need somebody to be able to not turn the ball over and make a couple of throws. So we'll see if Purdy can do that, but a little iffy on that. I think they have too many weapons, and I think their backup will be fine, though. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. This team is not going to struggle offensively. I don't see this struggle happening at all. And their defense, like I say right here, D-line might be the best in the league. I think their defense as a whole could be the best in the league at times. So we'll see. This is kind of an easy pick for me. I got the Niners winning this one. Niners 20, Buccaneers 17. I'd be surprised if the Niners score more than 20 points with Purdy. I know they scored 33 with Purdy last week, so don't hate me, but I expect the Bucs to play a little bit better against these banged up Niners. All right, and the last game we're discussing is Sunday Night Football. The Miami Dolphins at the LA Chargers. So for the Dolphins, they struggled against an elite defense last week, so I don't want to fault them too much, but it's like, how do you expect to win a Super Bowl or even contend in the playoffs if you are just unable to get any points on the board? And they were just getting diced up against the Niners, so it just did not look good for Tua and this Dolphins team, in my opinion. Next, too many turnovers. It's a lot to do with Tua, a lot to do with just people being on different pages, but like I said, their offense is just struggling, and I just don't understand. Maybe Tua's not the guy. That could be a possibility. I think you need to prioritize your playmakers. If you are not doing jet sweeps or anything beyond the line of scrimmage to get your playmakers the ball, like Tyreek Hill, he is one of the fastest guys in the entire league. I don't understand why you're not doing jet sweeps with him almost every other series, because he is so fast, so dynamic. You need to find a way to get your playmakers priority. Next to the Chargers, their O-line is terrible. I don't want to hear from anybody. Justin Herbert is having a dip and dodge every which way, and it's just not looking good for him and this team. I'm not sure Brandon Staley will be a coach after this year. I could be 100% wrong about that, and I'm not asking for anybody's job. That's just my observation right now. Next, their D-line is missing Bosa terribly. Yeah, I see them get pressure at times, but they don't get that consistent pressure without Bosa. So they definitely are missing him. I think he's supposed to come back in the next couple weeks. They said he was out 8 to 10 weeks. That was 11 weeks ago, so we'll see. Next, their injured wide receivers hurt this team so much. Yeah, like Mike Williams is out. They just got I'm blanking on his name. Keenan Allen back. So this team is just so much potential, and it hurts me that they just aren't living up to it. That being said, unsurprisingly, I got the Dolphins in this one. A little bit closer of a score. I'd be shocked if it actually turned out to be this close, but we'll see. I got the Dolphins 34, Chargers 27. Yeah, I feel bad for the Chargers, man. All right, and that will conclude my Week 14 NFL predictions. Was there anything you agreed with me, disagreed with me? I'd love to have that conversation with you in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.